Dying Light 2 launched exactly 2 months ago. Since then, Steam charts have plummeted heavily. Techland has been out there doing interviews, releasing new updates, making vital changes to the quality of life for Dying Light 2. Another major plus that Techland has been doing is releasing free content. However, that content is a hit or miss, and for most players in the community, it is not a reason to hop on to the game. Free parkour challenges, outfits, are not a substantial reason to load it back up once you've either completed the story or done everything that you wanted to do. Many players, including myself, have kinda just taken a step back and we're simply just waiting for the next big DLC to come out. Right now, Dying Light 2 lacks major endgame content. Players are just sitting there playing with their thumbs, not knowing what to do next, and many have just moved on to other games that are out there. In a recent poll that I did, 52% of players are not playing Dying Light 2 anymore, and that poll is from 2 weeks ago. 1 month into release, that number was at 38%, a drastic shift going month to month. And if it continues like this, who knows what April and May holds for the Dying Light 2 community. Personally, I stopped playing. I have no reason to get onto Dying Light 2 right now, as like I said, it's lacking major endgame content at this moment. No New Game Plus, no transmog are turning a lot of people away. Many people still can't even play co-op right now. They're running into a lot of issues. And what is this game gonna look like when the DLC drops? Are people even going to care? 2 months into release, 2 months away from the first DLC, and the only thing we have looking forward to is the Infected Mutated event and also Set of Challenges Part 2. But we all know how Part 1 went. Like I said in the last video, these videos are meant for opportunities to spark discussions on how to make Dying Light 2 a better game, is to also get a general idea on what the community thinks about the current state of the game. I asked many of you, are you still playing Dying Light 2? While some of you did say yes, a lot of you did say no. For the people that said no, basically you all had the same answer. But I didn't want to stop there. I actually reached out to one of my good content creator friends, AussieGG, and I asked him a couple questions. Alright, Aussie, to start out, are you still playing Dying Light 2?
To give you a short answer, no. I do think that the game has good content here and there, but for the scale of what Techland has tried to accomplish, a lot of it falls short in expectations. I know we'll be getting at least 5 years of support from Techland, as they said themselves. It's just lacking, like, there's not enough content in the game right now to justify playing it over and over again, especially the fact where you can't replay over and over again in the same state because lack of New Game Plus. And having to wait all this time to implement some changes that Techland have promised to support the game for 5 years feels like we're waiting 5 years to get a complete game rather than getting a complete game at release and then getting some nice added features.
Would you have been willing for Techland to go and delay the game a little bit longer to add some of those basic features that people are asking for?
Absolutely.
How long were you willing to wait?
I'm willing to wait.
Were you just willing to wait until it was just a fully complete package?
Honestly, yes. I'm someone who always prefers a finished game rather than something that is just rushed out due to player / whoever's in charge, expectations of releasing to the market, etc. I am more than happy to wait even years for a game. Like, I have a huge backlog of games I can play. I honestly don't mind waiting for Dying Light 2 for the time if it comes out when it's ready and it's actually a spectacular game that should have earned all its merits, sort of thing. I'm willing to do whatever is necessary for that, and that includes waiting a very long time if need be.
Are you still playing Dying Light 2 right now?
Right now, no, actually. The only thing I'm sort of participating in the speedrun community, as we've recently opened up the leaderboards there. But apart from that, yeah, I haven't done anything in regards to the game lately. If I have like a video idea or something, but as for, my personal entertainment, not really.
And last but not least, are there any suggestions that you want Techland to implement as soon as possible?
Apart from the already highly demanded New Game Plus, which I'm sure everyone wants, I would like there to be some sort of reform to the RPG system, less reliant on RNG, and giving the player more choice, more power to choose what they want for their builds. Perhaps go to a craftmaster and spend tokens to put those stat buffs on specific clothing and weapons, so you give that player choice to those who want to craft their own build. Right now, Peacekeeper and Survivor buildings, apart from looking different, have no functionality at all. They just act as respawn points, and they spawn some side quests for the player. Wouldn't it be so cool if PK breweries actually acted as places where players could craft their own potions and boosters? Well, this kind of change would really incentivize players to choose between PK and Survivor, as their buildings in each district will have different functionality and serve the player in different ways. I also should have mentioned that, like, the fisheye, while it visually looks alive, is absolutely dead in gameplay. There's no reason to go there apart from shopping. Maybe like all the GTA 5 mini games, like throwing darts and shit, being the fisheye, drinking games like he did over and over, like did with Lawan, or co-op challenges at the fisheye. Oh my god. Okay, so you know how like a way out, I'm sure you, because we're about to play, I'm sure you've seen some of the game, right?
Yeah.
There's like tons of like, score-based challenges, or like direct PvP sort of mini games and stuff like that. Imagine doing that shit in various safe zones, and then the fisheye has like the best hub of all of it. Once co-op is like actually fucking fixed, it'll really incentivize players to actually play more on co-op there too.
And Aussie is right. Like he's been saying, like the community's been saying, and also myself, there just isn't anything to do right now. It needs a complete revamp in endgame content. There's nothing here. This game didn't launch with a PvP or multiplayer mode. That mode added a lot of replayability to the original. There's a whole community centered around that one game mode. And I'm afraid right now, with any incentive or rewarding gameplay to go into Dying Light 2, there's no reason to play it. I truly do think Techland kind of just shot themselves in the foot when they said that the game's gonna take 500 hours to beat. That's a lie. Now I know, they didn't say to beat, they said to go and do 100% of everything, look over everything, but you could easily do that in like 150 to 200 hours, probably significantly less. It's funny, there are games out there, let's take Elden Ring for example, that actively go out of their way to hide how much content is buried in it. And then you have companies like Techland kind of in a way gloating about how much content their game has when it doesn't really have it there. Every update that they do now kind of just shows you how much time they didn't have. Like when they're going back and making fundamental changes to cutscenes, like yes, now it's a plus and it's very much appreciated, but they could have done it the first time around. Like Aussie said, if they didn't hold themselves to this deadline, this game could have significantly improved with a delay. And the truth of the matter is, we can talk about a delay and mostly everybody will agree, but you have to remember, when this game was being delayed after delayed, many fans were pissed off, many players just wanted this game to come out. Players finally got their wish, but it did launch in a state that I think many of us are disappointed in. There is a lot to be said about Dying Light 2 and the current state of this game. I went over what I had to say, we went over what Aussie had to say, and some select community members that were in my Discord and also my comment section on YouTube. Like I say all the time, these videos are meant to spark conversation, so head down below into the comments and let me know. Are you still playing Dying Light 2? If you're not playing Dying Light 2, is there anything that you're waiting to get you back into the game? If you are still playing, what exactly are you doing? This is assuming that you've already beaten the story, that is. Me, personally, I just can't go and bring myself to go through the campaign another time. If it had a New Game Plus, that would be a different story, obviously. But right now, I have no motivation to do a co-op run, a PK run, or even a Survivor one. Going through the story right now has very little interest to me. But like I said, I am very curious to hear what you have to say, so comment down below and let me know. And with all that said, friends, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Wouldn't it be cool if Peacekeeper Breweries, fuck, I can't even say that word, brewery. Wouldn't it be cool if breweries, fuck me, I can't say it. I'll say it slowly. Wouldn't it be cool if breweries acted as places where players, and I would focus so much on a word, I forgot what else I was going to say.